Guys, welcome back to my podcast. It's CHAMIRA'S podcast, and we're back with another video. I just wanted to let y'all know many blessings are coming into the new year. Hold on to your seat because it's going to be a ride for you. You're going to see so much success in your life. You're going to see new money. You're going to see new people. You're going to lose people from last year, and it's just going to be nothing but good results from them things. Today's topic is going to be about I can't be expressive. So this is the title for the topic. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. The reason why I want to talk about this topic because it's something that can relate to me, and I know other people can relate to it, of not being able to express their emotions to others, especially in relationships, or just in general. I would say that, like, me personally, I can't express my feelings because I was told, like, you're annoying, you always got an attitude, you always doing this, you always doing that, oh, yeah, I don't care. So it's like when you've been told those things and stuff over time, it just make you not even want to express yourself anymore. You just want to keep it in. And, like, I know it's not healthy, but it's the reality of things. It's not like you have to, always express yourself, because there's other ways that you could express yourself rather than just talking to people or just telling your feelings to others. But my thing about that is, if you're in a relationship, you're going to have to express how you feel, because at the end of the day, if your partner do not know how you feel, where you're coming from, it's always going to be a misunderstanding between y'all, and it will never work out. I personally just feel like I have been mentally, physically, and emotionally, like, non-expressive to people, because when people hurt you, and this is relationship-wise, when people hurt you and then, like, they try to make it seem like it's not a big deal for what they did to you, and then what's funny, though? People laugh at this story that I tell them that I'm not comfortable saying yet, but people laugh at it. I say, like, yeah, you can laugh at it now, but all in reality, I just don't think it's funny, because, like, this is my life. You never know what could have happened more than what happened in that car. But I definitely feel like I'm non-expressive because, like, I just don't care to share my opinion or anything, because it's like, even if I do try, who's gonna care? Like, especially like when you constantly show signs that you want to express yourself, or you feel a certain type of way, and it's like sometimes people will sit there and just be like, oh, okay, now next conversation, and it just make you want to be quiet. You don't want to say anything else, because it's like, dang, like, I really sat here and just expressed myself to you. We can't even have a conversation about how I feel, because some people be like, what I'm supposed to say? It's not even what you're supposed to say. It's just the comforting part. Even if you don't know what to say in that moment about a situation that somebody's telling you, the comforting, just telling them it's going to be okay. Just asking them if, what's the better result of this whole situation that they might have talked about. Like, how can we all get through this? How can we, as friends, as partners, as family, just sit down and just not, just communicate about it. And, like, I just feel like sometimes we just have to be in a great position to even be in a relationship. And if you're non-expressive, a relationship is not good for you. Because one thing about it, a relationship is definitely based on communication. You cannot do anything with anybody else, or a significant other, if you do not have no type of boundaries, if you don't have a base where as though y'all can communicate and tell which I don't like, which I do like, oh, how can we progress from this? Like, what's the next step? So it's like, it's all about how y'all interpret things. And if it's not to an extent when y'all can do that, then it's automatically going to be a problem, because it's like, dang, if she's non-expressive to me, then how I'm going to know how to fix things with her? How I'm going to know what's wrong with her? How I'm going to know this? How I know that? Now, I'm going to say this. I'm very non-expressive. But one thing about it, I always tell people what comes with me. And if you can't take what comes with me, then you always can leave. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to bash you or anything, because it's like, it's me coming to you as a mature as young woman. Like, we're talking as two mature people, like, hey, this is what comes with me, and this is like the bad about me. And if you can't accept the bad with the good, then we can't be together. Because sometimes when people fail to realize, they expect their man or girl or whatever to be as perfect as they can get, and that's not gonna happen. Everybody has their flaws. Everybody has been through something, and it's like that one something that they've been through can make them expressive, non-expressive. The things that they may have experienced throughout their lifetime, it may make them non-expressive. But it's not nobody's job to sit here and cater you and be like, oh yeah, I can help you get you out of this and all that, because it's draining. Trust and believe. I know it's draining because I have did it before with someone, and I tried to bring them out of being nonchalant and all this and all that. But it's like, when you try to do that, you just become more drained than anything, and you start losing your mind. And it's like, after a while, you just have to realize you cannot change a person because you want them to change. They have to want change for themselves in order for anything to go through. And that's what a lot of people have to understand. If you can't understand that, then it's always going to be an issue between y'all. That's why I say it's best to let somebody know what's going on with you, or what comes with you, before y'all even decide to even make it official. Because what people don't understand, I'm trying to get to know you. Me personally, I feel like you're gonna get to know that person forever, to the day y'all die. It's still like things I don't know about my friends, and they tell me here and there little things about them. And it's just like, dang, like, I never knew that about you. Wow, that's amazing. Or, dang, that happened. So it's like you always learning something new about a person. So it's not about just getting to know the person, but it's about understanding. And understanding is way more important than sitting here trying to get to know a person, because you're going to know them forever. But to understand somebody, understand where they're headed, understand where their career pathway may be, understand where their future may be headed, you should respect it, and you should understand in ways that, oh yeah, this might not be for me. Oh, she might be going to college soon, so this might not be for me. This is not what I want. Maybe I can't trust her or whatever like that. The girl might not be bad, but it's just like, it's on your end that you just cannot trust her, which is totally fine. Everybody has their flaws, like I said before. But my whole thing about this situation is that you have to understand to pick and choose what you want in your life. If I tell you what's going on, if I'm being expressive, because I already can't be expressive, I let you know that from the jump. And I'm telling you, I come with trust issues. I come with things that I can't fix as of right now because I'm working on it. You have a choice to stay, and you have a choice to leave. I would never expect somebody to tell me, oh yeah, I'm going to fix you. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you how to do this right. I'm going to show you how to be loved correctly. But my whole thing with that is, it's like, you cannot show anybody anything unless they want to. And my whole issue with that is, sometimes I do not want to be shown by another person. I want to be shown by myself. The reason I say this is because we try to get fixed by other people, and that's very, very bad. When you try to get fixed by someone else, when that person leaves you, that's the positivity. That's where all your positive energy came from. It didn't come from within. It came from another human being. It didn't come from you. So what you have to understand is that you have to build that up inside yourself. You have to build that self-love inside yourself. You have to build that, oh, I want to be happy mindset. Nobody can make you happy if you're not happy yourself. No matter how much they try, you have to understand, once they leave you, once y'all fall out, their happiness is going to leave. I have been in situations where, as though I may have lost someone, and someone came into my life, But when it was time for them to leave, or they wanted to leave me, I had to understand, like, hey, bro, like, it's time for you to wake up. Like, your happiness gone, so what else do you have to lose? What's gonna like, why you sad every day? Why you crying every day? What's going on with you? So it's like, sometimes we have to really realize that we cannot find our happiness in people. We have to find our happiness within ourselves. And that's what I really realize, is that I cannot allow people or think that, oh yeah, if I get in this relationship, he can make me happy. Yeah, he can make me happy. He can only bring so much to the table, because at the end of the day, this is still a young man. This is somebody that's still trying to progress himself. This is somebody who's trying to still make it out themselves. This is somebody who actually want to see themselves grow as well. So it's like, I cannot sit here and expect this man to give me what I want, when at the end of the day, I have to find the love within myself. I have to find the happiness within myself. All this, you don't have to, and this all being said, you don't have to be expressive with this, because I'm not an expressive person myself. But one thing about it, it's a difference from letting somebody know and being expressive. I'm gonna let you know from the jump what it is. I'm gonna say, hey, I cannot, this is what comes with me. I got trust issues. Sometimes I overthink. Maybe I just, like, I got anger issues. Maybe I might flip on you, So it's like, this is what comes with me. If you cannot handle this, then you can leave. I would never put somebody in a position or a situation where they feel like they're fighting for something that is stressing them out. Because at the end of the day, we're both young. I should not be stressing you out more than anything, and you shouldn't be stressing me out. We shouldn't be stressing each other out, because my thing with that is, it's like, we're still young. I cannot expect a young man to do everything under the sun when I can't even do that for me. How I'm expect this man to blow a bag on me, when I'm not even in a position to blow a bag on myself? How I'm gonna ask this man for a Birkin when I can't even buy the Birkin myself? That's what people need to understand. Like, yeah, you can be non-expressive, but don't try to use that as an excuse to be like, oh yeah, I could get in a relationship and just ask him for anything, because this is how he feel bad for me. He feel this way about me because he feels like, oh yeah, I could show her the world. And showing her the world is not buying her things. Showing her the world is just being around, showing her attention, and showing that you care. A trip, a Birkin, a restaurant, a movies is not going to buy my happiness. So it's like, at the end of the day, you have to find your happiness within yourself before you even think about getting a significant other, because it's so true. Because it drains the other person out. I was once told, hurt people hurt people. And it made me feel the worst of the worst when somebody told me this. But what I had to realize, it was some truth in that. I didn't want to hear it, but it was some truth in it. That, I was hurting. I was going, and I'm not going to say that I'm not hurting now. Because it's like, when you're in a confused part in your life, it's like, dang. Yeah, I never understand what was going on. I couldn't understand in that moment because my emotions was too ahead of me, so I couldn't think straight. I couldn't really sit here and say, oh yeah, this was this and this was that. I couldn't say that because at the end of the day, my emotions, my feelings was too involved. But one thing I can say, even though hurt people, but I always tried. I kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And it's like nobody sees the non-expressive person trying to progress or trying to be nice or trying to be more vulnerable or just showing emotion. Because when we do, we annoying. We think that our feelings matter more than somebody else's, or we have an attitude, or you bipolar, or anything of that sort, or you get ignored. So then it comes to terms like, oh, this is why I don't express myself. This is why I don't sit here and express how I feel to you, because you don't sit here and you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear me out. You don't want to understand where I'm coming from. You don't want to understand where I fell short at. You didn't want to understand me. And then it's like, when I become more like nonchalant, the way that you act towards me, because I'm feeding off your energy. So when I become nonchalant, when I become a person that I really wouldn't expect myself to become, because my mom didn't make me like that. But it's like, when you get in relationships, people will break you down and stuff. And it's like, when you're in a relationship and somebody constantly just telling you the things that you're doing wrong, but never trying to understand like where you coming from, it eats you up badly. And then you just become non-expressive. Then you just become, you're not vulnerable anymore. You can't express your feelings, because it's like, I'm talking to a wall, or I'm talking to a door that's locked and won't open. And it's like, when I try to be nice, when I try to show my emotion, everybody treated me as if I was a joke. But when I'm aggressive, when I come off as mean to people, I don't mean it. And I swear, anybody that I have dealt with or be around, I do apologize for being aggressive. It's not intentionally. It's just that when you've been hurt constantly and just feel like you are outcast maybe, or feeling like you can't express yourself because people not listening, it eats you up. And then now I got my guard up. But that's what people don't understand, is like, when you become non-expressive, your guard becomes up. You become aggressive. You don't care to show somebody your feelings. You try to be the hardest out of the hardest. You don't want to you don't want to show, you don't want to crack, you don't want to show no emotion, because once you do, you become annoying, you become an attitude, you become bipolar, you become anger issues, you become delusional, you become crazy, you become all these things. But all you want to do is let somebody hear you out, and nobody wants to hear you out. So it's like, people have to understand that it's not about being delusional, crazy, or anything like that. But take a second, when you're with your girl, or you with your boyfriend, and he's trying to express, or she's trying to express to you, but then you just turn them down and say you're doing too much, or you don't care, or this always happens, you always saying this. But it's like, you never really try to take the time to understand where that person coming from. And y'all, if somebody cannot express themselves to you in that moment because they're not expressive, do not try to leave them. Do not try to get mad at them because they can't express how they feel. All I would want you to do is just comfort them. Comfort them in the most way that you can. Don't get mad because this person can't express themselves, because it's like, they told you what it was. They told you how they is. Don't get mad at them, because it only makes things worse. And it just make them not even want to tell you. Just be grateful that they tell you what was going on with them. Because some people keep it bottled up in them for so long. And it's like, they're just going to explode. So like, just be more cautious of how you treat people. Be cautious of how you talk to people. Be cautious of how you may see people. Like, just be cautious of how you view people, because the way you view them is a way of you just sit here just being, I don't know, it's just weird. It's like, you can't sit here and judge somebody for being non-expressive. You can't judge somebody for not being able to express their feelings. You can't be able to, like, be mad at them because they can't express their feelings to you. So it's like, you gotta understand, like, some people really don't understand how to. And you have to understand, like, you have to be patient. You have to be understanding. You have to be comforting. Even when it's times where they can't express themselves, you have to understand that, like, even if you can't express yourself, how are other ways and how are other solutions? And I feel like, girls, make sure you know that your man matters, because he matters a lot. Do not try to exclude his feelings because he's just a man. Boys have grown up with that mentality because of how people may have treated them. Boys' feelings matter. It doesn't matter how you may feel about it, how you may view it. Their feelings matter, because at the end of the day, when you take the gender from them, it's still a human being. These are human beings that live through everyday life just as we do. They work as hard as just as we do. So it's like, you have to understand, like, you got to be patient. You got to be understanding. You have to be confident as well with the men. I do not ever think that it's okay to just not consider a man's feelings, because when you do that, it's gonna show. He gonna stop expressing himself to you, because at the end of the day, no man want to sit here and keep expressing himself to you, and that's just that. So, guys, thank you for listening to my podcast today. I hope y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. I love you guys. If nobody told you that today, happy holidays. New Year's is coming up. Like I said, it's going to be nothing but blessings, success, and progression. Let's just heal together. Let's just see where this new year takes us. And y'all going to be a part of this journey. I love you guys. Have a great day. Kisses. And I love you guys. Bye.